Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Meaningful Marketer podcast. I'm Mia, and this is Grace. And every single week, we have cozy marketing chats all about how we can make marketing more meaningful and how we can make it more bite sized and doable. So we actually
Yeah.
show up and do it because good marketing is all about learning how to serve your people well. And success comes when we take those little bite sized steps and actually show up consistently because that's how we become great. So today we are reviewing reels. We're doing a review of reel. Y'all really liked this
Yay.
one last time, so we might keep this
I
in
like this one too.
rotation for you. But we're going to be taking today. We have 3 viral reels. They're not all reels. Disclaimer: one of them is a carousel. One is a carousel.
Semantics.
And we're going to be breaking down why they worked, so you can take the info and you can apply it to your own socials and come up with your own unique idea around maybe similar concepts or take tips from it. And we're going to talk about what's working in social media right now through talking about these reels. Okay, so reel number 1. This is a POV reel. Real quick, no pun intended. I will be putting the links to these. We'll have them for you in the caption of the video. So if you want to have a better look, which you probably will get a better look at them like that rather than on the screen, make sure to go look and also go show the creators some love because they've done a great job. And we always want to make sure we give credit to the original creators of the posts. So here we go. Okay. So this one is a POV. You used to spend
Delicious.
hours prepping cinnamon rolls for Christmas morning. Now you make these in 20 minutes and everyone loves them more. So this is a
I'm
great
in.
example of a serve post. We use things we call content cornerstones, connection cornerstones. And so it is how we decide how much of what thing we should be posting. And this would be in the serve cornerstone, which is all about serving people, seeing people, meeting them right where they're at. It's all about others. It's not about, hey, here's what I'm doing necessarily. It is because you're storytelling, you're talking about you, but it's all about helping other people. And so this is a great example of that because this is a tip. This is just offering, hey, here's my experience. Here's my recipe, here I'm giving it away. This is going to save you so much time on Christmas morning whenever you're making breakfast, for kids and stuff like that. Because I honestly haven't ever made cinnamon rolls, but I imagine it's a task. But she's saying you can make these in 20 minutes.
I'm
And
imagining she's doing that viral thing where you take Pillsbury ones, but you put like heavy cream in the pan with them and stuff, and you basically
ooh,
doctor
I
them
actually
up.
didn't read her recipe on it. I think does she have it in the let's see.
I don't know, but my aunt has done that, and I thought they were homemade, so I bet that's what it is. That
That
looks delicious.
She
Yeah.
says this one's so she gave credit to an original creator and they're called the Ooey Gooey Hawaiian Roll Cinnamon Rolls. So
Oh,
maybe you're
wait, she's
taking
doing Hawaiian
Hawaiian
rolls.
rolls. That's cool. That's cool. So again, this is something that that she's maybe not the original creator of this recipe. She gave credit. But either way, whether it's her or the original creator on this is probably something that someone was like, oh my gosh, this is the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Who cares about it?
Yeah.
Like, this is something that makes my life easier, but who really cares? And
The
this
internet.
got 15.7 thousand likes, 143 reshares, and 1,100 shares. So when people ask, how do I get more eyes on my content? How do I connect with people? This is like prime example of that is sharing something that helps you make your life that much easier in your niche. Like this is in her niche. She is somebody she's the author of a New York Times bestseller. I just wish I had a bigger kitchen. So she is a cook. Cook may not be a chef, a cook. She's a baker,
Yeah.
whatever it is. And so this is how she related to people. Like, this is how I save time. So now I'm going to go follow her and go, okay, what other ways does she have to save time? But this mentions nothing about her product, really, anything like that. It shares the recipe with them. But this is all about just connecting with people and sharing this information with them. And that is what, if you are wanting to get more non follower eyes on your content, this is the kind of content you need to be posting. It's not, here's my product or whatever. It's telling it from a personal standpoint, but it's also stating how it is going to positively solve a problem or affect the person. It's saving them time. So thinking of just a tip, an easy peasy little tip that you probably think is insignificant,
You
that maybe
probably
saves
think
you
no one
time in the
wants to
day,
know. Yep.
and sharing that ties into your niche, that would be a great one. And I always tell people, if you are lost on your hook, which we have a whole video on our channel about building good hooks. So If you need help with that, go look at that. But a POV is a great way. If you're feeling lost on how to do your hook, you don't just need to always do POV hooks. Unless that works for you, then do it. But adding a POV at the beginning, it does something in your brain where you're just like, oh, this is so much easier. If you're having issues with the hook and you don't want it to be a POV, maybe even start it as a POV and then edit it afterwards. But there's something that switches in your brain when you use that POV word. Everyone loves using it and it makes it easier to write hooks. So if you're struggling, do that. So then our next one, she has her product on and then she's asking a question. Now, this is a talking video, which is great. Her editing is great here. She keeps it moving. There's things happening. You can see she's moving away, close. So there's a few really great things that are happening here. One, inviting people into conversation with a question is great, especially if it's something that you know people in your community commonly have a question about. Or in this case, she's saying, why do I look better in this than this? There's a little bit of nosiness there. It's creating some curiosity. Oh, what is she comparing it to? Oh, she cares about my opinion. We also, I think, just as people, when it comes to judging the looks of others, whether you're a nice person, not a nice person, whatever it
Right.
is, it piques your interest. There's just something innate in
Right.
us that has that like sizing up judgment kind of factor. She's using this opportunity to be like, why do I look better in this than this? And then using that to pivot into here's why. And it's such a creative way to tell about your product. So
Yep.
this would be in the share cornerstone of our content cornerstones of sharing about your product or business happenings. But this obviously has fallen into that serve cornerstone a bit too, because it has 34.4 thousand likes, 2,700 shares, 69 reposts. And so this is a great idea if you are wanting to show how your product is different to other products. She did it in a classy way. It's not downing anyone else's specific
Exactly.
product.
That's
Do not
tasteful.
go, why does mine look better than this Lulu? Like, no, like, don't trash other companies. But like, you can use another example. Like, she used a boxier jacket as an example. So it's a great way to show how your product is different from other products, to engage in conversation and to show off your product in a non-salesy way that doesn't feel like, oh, she's trying to sell to me right now. And so another thing here, yeah, she didn't really put any kind of call to action. Guess what? There's no hashtags. We also just did a video about that. So take a look. Just a really great video. And again, I just want to point out how in the editing, there is movement happening here. You don't have to get into fancy editing. I mean, honestly, even the stuff she's done here, like the little arrows, they're nothing really fancy. But the biggest thing to take away from this is keep it moving. Do not just stay static
Yes.
in one place. She's close, far away, different things. And that does not take a lot of fancy editing
No.
or content creation to do, like at
Well,
all,
and it's
really.
an impactful visual hook. Like, if you've never heard
Mhm.
of a visual hook, we always tell people, like, that can be just as important as the text on screen because 'cause you're trying to think about it. Think about how many people you're competing with, how much content we consume in a day. You're trying to grab somebody's eye. So sometimes it is you doing something weird or, like, setting the camera down or walking up really close to the
Yeah.
camera, anything that's gonna, like, go like, "Oh, wait," like, that visual interest is important.
Yes. I have a niece, a very young niece, and there's this whole thing about Coco Melon. I'm sure any
Oh, yeah.
moms out there know, like, so many moms are pro Coco Melon and not Coco Melon, but apparently Coco Melon is very much like social media can become addicting because every so many seconds the frames change. Like, they're constantly changing. Now, I'm not getting into the whole thing on whether you should watch Coco Melon or not. I don't have kids and I don't really I don't know. I'm not I'm
You're
not
like,
the
"I don't
person to
watch it."
consult on that. But what I do know is there is something to be learned about that in marketing. It is just in our nature. We will continue watching and stay interested when there is movement. It's the same with social media. And that is why some of the biggest, or I wouldn't even say biggest, they're not big changes, but some of the most impactful changes we've made to certain clients' content has just been to break it up and make it move,
Cuts.
the frames move more often.
If you watch it back and you feel bored even for a millisecond, you know it has to
Yep.
get cut shorter and it might kill you to do it. Mia and I have talked about this in the beginning of content editing. It was always like, but wait, this little clip is so cute,
Yeah.
or I look so cute in this clip, or this kind of feels important to me. But if you're bored even for a second, then I promise you, your attention span's already going to be longer
Yes.
for it than the average person because you're the one editing it and caring the
Yeah,
most about
and
it.
you're
So
interested in it because it's
you've
you.
got,
You were always
yeah.
more interested in,
Oh, yeah.
we're watching of ourselves. But yeah, like totally. If you are feeling like this is dragging on just a little, it's going to feel 100 times longer to someone else. Another great thing too, before we move on to the next one about editing things quickly, a lot of beats in music, anywhere between zero point 0.5 seconds, zero point 0.8 to 1 second. Like, so if you're editing your clips to be, zero point 0.5 to 1 second, a lot of the time it's probably going to line up
with the
with
music.
the music as well. That is a huge hack that I learned personally when we started editing for clients is I lead up to a chorus in a song. A lot of these songs that are trending, I mean a lot of songs honestly, give myself 1.5 to 2 seconds for a lead up that's just and that's a good amount of time to keep, in that beginning for a hook. But then if after that I keep things moving every zero point 0.5 to 1 second, it's going to vary per song, but a lot of the time it's going to hit right on that beat. It's going to also feel a lot more engaging because it's lined up with the song.
Yep.
And I don't have to put a lot of thought into how do I line it up with the song. It doesn't always work, but that is an extra little hack that I feel like in keeping it moving, you're also probably going to be more likely to be able to line it up with the song. And that always feels more engaging too. And like you put a lot of time and effort into it. And our last one is just a really simple one. This has gone around a bit and it's like unhinged things I did as a business owner when I opened said business. And then it just goes through and takes a behind the scenes, like packed the first 1,000 orders myself in a tiny space, made a fake customer service email to answer customer questions, but it was me. Like just things that you did as a business owner that were just crazy things that you did. This gives a great peek behind the business, but a reason this works really good outside of giving a peek behind the business and helping people get to know you more and your journey more. Probably also maybe get a little bit of a giggle, maybe relate if there's other business owners going, oh my gosh, I did that too. I thought I was the only one. But a really great thing is because creates a little bit of nosiness.
Yeah.
That's always a big one too with content. You want your content to perform better. How can you pique curiosity of
Yes.
just like, ooh, what's going on here? Oh, I'm nosy. Again, we're not bad people, but just innately we're like, I want to see how they failed because that's going to make me feel better about how I failed, and things like that, or the crazy things they had to go through, the imperfect things, because that relates to me.
Well,
Like
yeah.
I'm not perfect. I had to go through crazy things. I want to see what other people have had to go through so I don't feel so alone.
Exactly. The flashbacks to the roots of your business, like, you know what I mean? If you've been in business for a few years and you're like, this is what we were doing in the beginning. Yeah, it's going to help people who are just now starting actually see behind the curtain. And it honestly, it's kind of a public service and you're kind of helping tear down that imposter syndrome, like comparison
Yeah.
gang thing.
Yeah, be an imposter syndrome crusher. Just put
Yeah,
it
I
all
like
out
that.
there and like do a public service and
Hmm.
kick imposter syndrome in the butt. This one was a bit of a smaller one, but it's still really good. And I've seen a lot of these do well. So this one got 1,263 likes, 5 reshares, 138 shares, and then 132 comments. So again, a really great engaging post for that business and probably just sparked conversation and got to know people more along with just like them seeing you as a real human and relating to you. That builds trust. And then what happens when you start building trust? People start buying your stuff more. They have to trust you before they buy
Yep.
your stuff.
That's how it
And
goes.
so these are ways you can build trust. But we will link all of those reels down in the caption so you can take a deeper look at them. But hopefully, you can take some of these tips and start applying them to your own content today. Even take some of these concepts and go put your own magic twist on them. We never encourage to copycat, but you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to customize it to your vehicle. So just look at how you can add your own unique magic to a concept and make it your own. You don't have to come up with these crazy ideas all the time. Like there's so much inspiration right in front of our eyes on social media on what's working. And it's just, we have to take that little bitty step of creativity and go, okay, how do I customize this to me? But we don't have to be spending hours trying to come up with new ideas and the next big thing. Pick yourself a shake up day, is what we call it, a wild card day.
Yeah.
Once a month,
Experiment.
once a week, whatever that looks like. Try something really, really new. But the rest of the time, look at what's working, evaluate it, watch our videos that we're doing on this, and then you can get some ideas and you can take those ideas and put your own unique twist on them. And if you want a free one sent to you every single week, that is something that we do here for our community because we want to help take the load off a little bit. And that was
Yes.
something we decided when we first started our business we wanted to do. Take a peek at our newsletter because every
Please.
Monday we send out a free trending post template or post idea. It's set up in a template format, fill in the blank, walks you through the prompts on how you can customize it to you and gives you everything you need to create a post based on what is already working. So make sure to check that out. And
Yes.
yeah, stay tuned every Friday because we do a new marketing chat every single week. Let us know what you want to hear about next. But we will see you next time and we hope you have an amazing day. We'll talk soon. Bye.
Bye.